Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down and reviewing Season 8, Episode 2 of Fear the Walking Dead, titled Blue Jay, which we find out is June's code name for Padre when she was there. A little late to the review, but better late than never, and plus something kind of interesting happened, so yeah, let's just get into it. So in this episode, we find June kind of in solitude, and she's hunting collectors from Padre, and we see like she's hitting them with tranquilizers and taking their trigger fingers, which is kind of weird. We see she has a jar of them, and yeah, just really different because we don't know what she's been up to with Time Jump. But everything kind of changes when a new character named Adrian, is seeking her out, putting up signs, and comes to her hut. And ultimately, he wants her to help him find Hannah, who's his daughter, who Padre took from him many years ago, from probably like, I think he said 3 years in the episode. So yeah, she kind of sends him off, and we got June hunting some more boats. And when she does knock out the two people in the boat and she goes to, reel them in, take their fingers, it's none other than Dwight and Sherry. But then it's like, so she's like, oh shit. And there's a third person on the boat. It's this kid whose name is Finch. So Finch is actually Dwight and Sherry's son from when we found out that they were pregnant in season 6, but he has no idea per Padre's strict rules. So like June, they end up telling June, but Finch needs appendicitis surgery, and they were gonna take him to a hospital from Padre, but June kind of ruined that boat, and then Dwight's like, "Well, you're gonna do it," so they make out a deal. So June takes Dwight and Sherry to a makeshift hospital in a train car, where she plans to conduct the surgery. But inside, they encounter a disturbing sight, a walker head hanging above the patient bed. This revelation leads to June to share her dark past with Padre, where she experimented with radiation therapies to treat walker bite infections, much like Lila's experiments in the Civil Republic, which I get total vibes because they were like trying to see how long that they could stop like reanimation from happening. Yeah, so I just got like lab vibes from the CRM with that. These experiments aim to see how long the dead could be kept from reanimating to prevent reanimation altogether. But June also said that like the radiation therapy was more torturous than the biter infection itself, so wasn't and it obviously wasn't working. Adrian returns and there's a scuffle, and he inadvertently shot a fuse box and cut the power. June tells Dwight and Sherry that there's backup power at the back of the train, but they can't move through the train cars due to it being full of the patient walkers from the failed experiments. So Dwight and Sherry make it to the back by walking on top of the train cars and get the power back on. Sherry shows that, Sherry's like, yo, I have concerns about Padre now, like, kind of learning more and actually, like, getting to be, like, talk to Dwight freely because they had different jobs so that they didn't, like, in Padre, so that way they didn't, like, have to worry about anything, much like Morgan and Grace in episode 1. They didn't really see each other for pretty much the whole 7-year time jump. But Sherry tells Dwight that she wants to leave because Padres reminding her of Negan and reminding her of the sanctuary, and it sounds like Dwight's down with this, but, like, as they're walking back and gonna get everything handled after the surgery, they fall through the train car. So, coming to the rescue, June and A well, first it's just June, and she doesn't want Adrian to come with, and ultimately she ended up getting into a predicament, and he saves her, and they get down there, and they rescue, and also Finch also shows up too, but they, rescue Dwight and Sherry, and, they reveal to Finch that they're actually his parents, and he's like, doesn't believe it at first, and they're gonna figure it out. But looking through the window, what, um what Adrian notices is his daughter Hannah as a walker, and he got really upset for a moment, and, like, June goes on about this story about how she showed up with a walker bite. Like, the first time she showed up, she just had asthma, and, like, she kinda bonded with her, but then she showed up again with a walker bite in a place that can't be amputated, so she tried to save her, and the radiation therapy actually worked in this case, but the amount that it took ended up killing her in the long run, and apparently the radiation therapy um, was an idea because of how long Alicia survived in season 6 with it, and they don't know that Alicia likely survived, assuming that that end scene was, like, a real scene and not a dream scene in, season 7. I just said season 6 one, Alicia yeah, it's season 7 for all what I just said. But, so yeah, like, we found something else other than amputation that presumably stops the infection and can cure, like, the fever and all that. So, yeah, Adrian ends up going in there and hugging his daughter, Walker daughter, and gets bit. It's taken over by all the other walkers. The other 4 get back to the main medical train cart, and the surgery goes good, and yeah, they tell June that she's part like, they consider her family, and they want her to come with them. They're gonna leave Padre, and it sounds like she actually wants to do it. But then Shrike shows up with some more of, Padre's people, and yeah, so, like, it's just weird because like, all these people had their finger cut off, and the first finger she cut off was Shrike's, because Shrike would hold her at gunpoint to make her do these, experiments. Yeah, Shrike's like, "Oh, you need the right motivation." Finch is still knocked out on the patient bed. She puts Adrian's head on the little walker holder thing, and in front of Dwight, Sherry, and June, while holding them down, has has the walker bite Finch on somewhere that can't be amputated, and it's like, "Well, you got the right motivation now, so we're gonna figure this out." And the whole time, Dwight's screaming, "I'm gonna kill you," which gave me, like, another, like, Walking Dead, Negan vibe is when Rick was screaming, "I'm gonna kill you," for that when, the first encounter with Negan, so I was kinda totally catching those vibes. But yeah, like, it's a pretty big, pretty intriguing point that apparently radiation can presumably stop the walker infection, like, turn you into a walker. And I'm curious now because, like, I would think that Finch is gonna survive, so I think June's last experiment like this is gonna be successful. They're gonna have to try to do it because what else are you gonna do? She's gonna wanna save Dwight and Sherry's kids for him. But yeah, then the episode ends out with Morgan and Madison. They're getting transported to somewhere. Maybe they're going there to get experimented on. I don't know. But Madison makes a distraction with her like oxygen problem that she has. Morgan gets them to stop the car. They're coming to give her oxygen. She dogpiles both of them, and Morgan takes off running. So yeah, that's where the episode leads off. Like I said, I'm late to making this review. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna begin some more videos pumping out. You probably see some new art on the channel already. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. I thought it was pretty good. It's been a slower start to the season, but I think it's better than the beginning of season 7 so far. Episode 2 was definitely better than episode 1 of this season, though. But yeah, so let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Like the video if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. And if you like this video, check out our breakdowns coming up very soon.